Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Ain't no first and foremost, I want to give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. This video gonna really go into, showing you that everybody in the Bible, everybody in the Bible had melanin, but the Edomites, the white people, which are the Edomites, they're the only people in the Bible that didn't have melanin. They were red, but everybody else had melanin, and that's what I'm finna show you in the Bible. Where people be like, we getting killed right now in the streets and stuff because of our color. But you have East Indians I seen an East Indian dude darker than me, but his people not getting killed in the streets. Feel what I'm saying? He got melanin. You have Chinese people with melanin, Japanese people with melanin, Arabs with melanin, but they not getting killed down in the streets. But God, I'm finna show you that everybody had melanin, but God's chosen people are the Israelites, though. Even though He gave everybody else melanin, His chosen people are the Israelites. Even though He like Mexicans, you have some light Mexicans, like kind of Latina, but they be kind of light. Back then, even Mexicans was darker. You know what I'm saying? We had Mexicans dark too. Everybody was dark, but the Edomites. It's just now time they're getting lighter because they've been mixing and stuff. So like you, but they Israelites too. So I'm finna prove to you that that these images on Google are false. They show Christ being white. I'm finna prove that Christ is not a so-called white man. I'm finna prove to you that how is Christ a so-called white man? In that region, how can he could have been white in that region that he was in? How could he have blue eyes and stringy hair? And that skin right there wouldn't lasted back then, because the sun was way more hotter back then. So and they got the Egyptians being white, no way. The Israelites being white, no way. The Israelites were slaves. The Israelites was real life out there working in the fields. No white people wouldn't even be able to work in the field. It wasn't no sunscreen back then. You would have to just take it. They ain't built like that, but they wouldn't be able to do that. So they can't be the God chosen people or the Israelites. They can't be that, because we was working in the field day in and day out. We was in slavery under the other nations when they had us in slavery. Even when we came up here to America, we were working in the field day in and day out. They wouldn't have been able to handle that, bro. Like we handled that, bro. We still here to this day. We went through all this stuff. We still here to this day. They wouldn't have still been here, bro, to this day. They would probably have been extinct, bro. They probably would have been gone. So I'm finna prove to you that Christ was a so-called black man, but you probably already know that. I'm finna prove that the prophets and the teachers were so-called black. I'm finna prove to you that Paul was so-called black. I'm finna prove to you that King Solomon was so-called black, Job was so-called black, and Adam and Eve, the first people, were so-called black. So I'm finna prove that. But first, I'm finna get Christ, that was so-called black. So I got Revelations 1:14 and 1:15. Y'all probably talking about Revelation 1:14 and 1:15 ain't talking about Christ. Well, then go to Revelation 1:1 and read first, then skip to Revelation 1:14 and 1:15 and read that. But this is talking about Christ, because it said the revelation of Christ, how it's talking about Christ. You know what I'm saying? So I got Revelation 1:14 and 1:15. His head and his hairs were white like wool. So he had white woolly hair. Christ had white woolly hair. This is woolly hair right here. This is woolly texture hair. And an animal that got woolly hair also is a sheep. So if you want to go touch a sheep hair, that's woolly hair. And our hair feels just like the sheep hair. So he had woolly hair like us. He had woolly hair like this. He could have had dreads. He could have had a fro. Who knows? But his texture was wool. And it was white and woolly. But that image that they show us on Google of Christ, his hair is not white and woolly. It's blonde and stringy. So that's one X right there to prove that the image that they show us is false. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep cutting that. I'm gonna keep going to cut that image up. His eyes were like blazing fire. So he had red eyes. Christ had red eyes because he drank a lot of wine. So when you drink a lot of wine, your eyes turn red. So Christ had red eyes. But the image that they show us on Google of Jesus Christ, he had blue eyes. You know what I'm saying? He had blue eyes. So that's another cut to prove that image that they show us is false. Revelation 1:15, and his feet like unto fine brass. So his feet was like the color brass. His feet was like the color brass. His feet was like the color brass, and it says, if they burnt in a furnace. So his feet were like the color brass as if it burnt in the furnace. So if I burnt this penny, what color would it turn? It would turn dark, right? The penny would turn dark if I burnt it. And ain't your feet the same color your body? So if his feet was dark skinned, what color would his whole body be in his face if his feet was dark skinned? Come on now. Now I got something else to prove that. Daniel 10:6, talking about Christ. His body also is like a beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as the lamp of fire, and his arms, that's going to his arms, and his arms and his feet was like in color to polished brass. Come on now. And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. So he was a so-called Negro, a so-called black man, a so-called nigger. If Christ was on the earth right now, that's what those other nations call him. Just like how we getting called nigger, black, all these borrowed African American, that's what they would call Christ because he looked like us. You feel what I'm saying? So now I'm finna get what color was Adam and Eve? What color was the first people that walked on the earth? The first people that was on earth. So I got Genesis 2:7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed in his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So Adam was made from the dust of the ground. So what color is the dust of the ground? What color is rich soil? Go to Google and type in rich soil. What color is rich soil? Come on now. The first man, and science will tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Science will tell you that the first man had melanin. Science will tell you that. Science will tell you that the first man had melanin. They will tell you that. And it's true. So the first man and woman had melanin. They were black people. It was a dark race of people. So I got Job 30:30 to prove that Job was a so-called black man. Job 30:30. My skin is black upon me, and my skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat. So he's saying my skin is black upon me. Or a lot of people like to say, he really was white, but since he got burnt, that's why his skin turned black. Well, when a white person get burnt in the sun, do their skin turn black or do it turn red? Come on now. He could have been my color. He could have been my color, and then he got burnt and he turned darker. Just like when brothers get in the sun, they turn darker. White people get in the sun, they do not turn dark. They turn red. When they get sunburnt, they turn red. So he couldn't have been a white person. Job was a so-called black man. Alright. Now I'm finna prove to you that the Jews were so-called black. The Jews were so-called black, and I'm finna prove that the tribe of Judah, which are the so-called Negroes, according to the Bible, I'm finna show you what color they were. Because you had some Jewish people. You have some Jewish people that say they from the tribe of Judah. And when I say Jewish people, I'm talking about those white Ashkenazi Jews with those eunuchs that built there in Jerusalem. Those white Jews, they call themselves Jews. They say they from the tribe of Judah. When you ask them what tribe they from, they be like, I'm from the tribe of Judah. Well, I'm finna show you what the people from the tribe of Judah look like. Judah is Jeremiah 14:2. Judah mourneth in the gates thereof language. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. So the Jews, the tribe of Judah, they are black unto the ground. Are those Jewish people over there in Jerusalem with the eunuchs on their head, are they black into the ground? No, I don't think so. Sons of Solomon 1:5-6. I am black but comely. This is King Solomon saying, I am black but comely. And a lot of people be like, no, this is the woman speaking. This is not King Solomon speaking. But King Solomon wrote the whole Sons of Solomon. He just talked in a woman's perspective. You know what I'm saying? He wrote the whole Sons of Solomon. The woman ain't writing the Sons of Solomon at all. is King Solomon wrote the whole Songs of Solomon. He wrote in a woman's perspective as well. But when it says Sons of Solomon 1 and 5 and 6, it's King Solomon talking. He's saying, I am black but comely. So King Solomon saying, I am black but comely. So King Solomon was the first person to say, I am black and beautiful. You know how our people like to say, I am black and beautiful. King Solomon was the first person to ever say that. I am black but comely. Comely means beautiful. So his appearance was handsome. And it says, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon, look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children was angry with me. Now here it go again. Some people could be like, oh, he was black because the sun looked upon him. Like I just said before. Oh, they don't. I said that some people be like he could be white because the sun looked upon him. He turned dark. But white people turn red in the sun. You know what I'm saying? White people turn red in the sun. So he couldn't have been white. You feel what I'm saying? So I got Acts 21 and 38. This is describing Paul. This is describing Paul now. Aren't you the Egyptian who started a revolt and led 4,000 terrorists out in the wilderness some time ago? So Paul was mistaken as an Egyptian. So we already know what color is the Egyptians. We already know what color the Egyptians is. But Paul was an Israelite and he got mistaken as an Egyptian. So that means what color Paul had to be. Paul wasn't an Egyptian. He was an Israelite. So what color the Israelites had to be? They had to be a colored people, just like the Egyptians was. So they and it was a lot of accounts where the Israelites was mistaken as Egyptians because they were both a dark race of people, but they wasn't the same people. There was a dark race of people, but but one of them was Israelites and one of them was the Egyptians. So Paul was a colored brother. He wasn't no white man. If you go type in Paul on Google, a white man gonna come up. You know, a white man gonna come up. But the Bible tells you that Paul was a colored brother with melanin because he was mistaken as an Egyptian. And the only way that you're mistaken as an Egyptian if you look like them and you have melanin like them. You know? Alright. Now I'm going to show you how the prophets and teachers look according to the Bible. Acts 13 and 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simeon that were called niggers. So the prophets and teachers were called nigger or niger. It's spelled Niger, which is the Latin word for black. So why is the prophets and the teachers being called black if they white like Google show you? It just said they are called niger or nigger. Same thing. They are called black. So the prophets and teachers were called black. Just like how we getting called black, they were getting called black like that way back then. So they nothing new under the sun. They were getting called black like how we getting called black. You know? So check this out. Ezekiel 16:11. I deck thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck. I don't even gotta say what people this is, so you should already know what people this is. I deck thee with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck. I don't got my chain on right now because I know I'm at work, but I always wear a chain. What group of people wear chains and necklaces and ornaments around their wrist? You know what I'm saying, for fashion? What everybody who everybody want to be like? We do something. Who everybody want to copy? All you gotta do is look at these rappers. You got look at all these rappers. You got Lil Baby, Kodak, Young Boy, Gucci Man, Da Baby. Look how they wear their jewelry and stuff. This in the Bible. This is where we get it from. This is our heritage. You have Hispanics, and Hispanics also rock jewelry good. People want to be like wear jewelry like Hispanics because they Israelites as well. And you don't even have to go look at these rappers and stuff to look at our people rock jewelry and stuff. Just go to the mall. Go to Walmart. You will see us with jewelry on, with earrings, bracelets, and necklaces, because that's our heritage. You know what I'm saying? That's our heritage. You feel what I'm saying? This is what we do. This, you know, a lot of people try hard. You know, a lot of people try hard to copy us. Feel what I'm saying? But it's natural to us. We don't have to try to make ourselves look good with jewelry on, or we don't have to try to walk cool. Feel what I'm saying? We don't have to try because it's already in us. We're the chosen people. We're the salt of the earth, so we don't have to try. But these other nations try to be like us, so it kind of look awkward when they do it because that's not their natural custom. You can tell they're trying to copy us. It don't look natural when they do it, but to us, it's natural. It ain't nothing hard for us to do because it's already in our blood. So and I got another scripture. I wasn't even planning to pull this out. I'm gonna get let me try to find it real quick. I got a lot of notes here. To pull that I don't know if I got it written in here. Let me try to get that real quick. Cause matter of fact, I might as well pull it. I'm going into jury and stuff. Some people already know what scripture I'm trying to pull out. Let me find it though. Sons of Solomon 1:20. Thy cheeks are comely with bed rolls. Thy neck with ornaments of gold. So this is King Solomon. So he said thy cheeks are comely with bed rolls. That means they had gold teeth. Who rock gold teeth like us? That's our custom. You know what I'm saying? You go to Florida, New Orleans, most of them brothers, they have sisters too. They have permanent golds by the age of 14. Permanent grills now. You know, that's our custom. The Haitians, Haiti, the brothers of Haiti wear gold. Jamaicans, so-called Negro, we wear that. You know, you have Hispanics wear golds, stuff like that, because this is our custom. This is our customs. You know, golds are our custom. King Solomon wore, we say we wore ornaments around our neck, ornaments of chain. This is our custom, bro. This is our custom, so it ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new to us. That's why we rock it so good and we wear chains and stuff. Cause our forefathers and foremothers did that stuff. And also you have older women, elders, women, brothers and sisters, about 70 years old. If they still have teeth, they still have that permanent gold in their mouth because they had it since they were younger. That's a custom. That's a custom that our people have. So, Lamentations 4:8. Their visage, I think I said that right. Their visage, if I'm not mistaken, if I said that right, is blacker than coal. So their appearance is blacker than coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bone. It is withered. It become like a stick. So their skin, their visage is blacker than coal. Black, dark now. They are dark. So those images on Google are false. You know what I'm saying? The Israelites are a dark people. You know what I'm saying? So and when I say dark, I don't mean everybody just was dark. Everybody that's dark are Israelites. I'm not saying that because you know you have some Israelites that look white but are black. You know, because Numbers 1:18, your father determines who you are. So you have some Israelites that look white, but they with stringy hair, but they really Israelites because their father black and their mom could be white. You know, you have some Hispanics that look white, but they really Israelites. So it don't really go by skin color. I mean, it don't really go by skin color. It go by nationality. Whatever your dad is, that whatever you are. But I'm just saying, majority back then, majority of us was dark skinned. But you had some light skinned people, light skinned brothers back then, like you do now. But majority of us was darker. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying. That's why I say black, because the majority of us was dark. Not saying there wasn't no light skins, but majority of us was dark. So I got Exodus 4:6. I'm ending off this. It's going into Moses. You know how image like the image on Google paint Moses as being a white man. But check this out. And the Lord said furthermore to him. Put now thy hand into thy bosom, into your bosom, and he put his hand into his bosom, and we took it out. Behold, it was leprous as snow. So he put his hand into his bosom. He pulled it out. It was leprous as snow. So that means he had been a brother with melanin, a brother with melanin, because he put his hand into his bosom, and when he pulled it out, his skin became leprous as snow. But if he was already white, and he put his hand to his bosom, and he pulled it out, it would be the same colors as the leper. It wouldn't be no difference. But when he put his hand in his bosom, and he pulled his hand out, his hand was leprous. So he had to be a brother with melanin. a darker complexion. You feel what I'm saying? So Moses was a dark skinned brother, or a brother with melanin. You know. So that's really all I had. You know, there's plenty more accounts in the Bible where the Israelites was mistaken as the Egyptians. You know, so the Israelites are not white, or so-called white people. They not. We are, and still is, a people with melanin. You know, we are people with melanin. Like I said before, you have some of us that really have a little bit of melanin, but they still Israelites according to your father. If your father a black, Hispanic, or Native American, of Negro or Indian descent, you are Israelite according to the Bible. If your dad is, you is. It don't matter what your mom is. You know, it goes by the father, because your father carries the seed. I say this all the time. Your father carries the seed. So if you say you plant an apple seed, an apple tree gonna grow, right? Yes. So just like with us, your father plants the seed into your mother. So whatever your father is, that's whatever you is. So if your father is like you is like, and that just some scriptures to prove to you that the people of the Bible, the Israelites of the Bible, were colored people. They wasn't white like Google show you. So I want to give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh by Shimi Habashah. I say shalom.